In the quiet hours before dawn, when the ocean is black and the shoreline is hostile, a small team moves without sound. No spotlight, no announcement, only purpose. These are the U.S. Navy SEALs. Their story begins long before the name existed, back in the chaos of World War II. As Allied forces prepared to storm heavily defended beaches, the U.S. Navy realized something critical. Before the invasion could begin, someone had to go in first. Men trained to swim through enemy waters, map obstacles, and clear the way under fire. They were known as underwater demolition teams, and their missions were among the most dangerous of the war. Those early frogmen proved that small teams, operating with speed and precision, could shape the outcome of entire campaigns. Their legacy would become the foundation for something even more specialized. In 1962, at the height of the Cold War, President John F. Kennedy officially established the United States Navy SEALs, a new force designed for unconventional warfare in an unpredictable world. Their name reflected their purpose: sea, air, and land.
Special Warfare Operators, or SOs, is a collective group of Navy SEALs.
We train to jump, we train to dive, swim, come out of the water, fight on land, and do anything in between. You're gonna learn diving equipment. You're gonna have multiple different types of fins and masts. Our equipment loadout that we get issued to us from our supply command is just like I can barely fit it into my garage.
No environment was off limits. No mission too complex. From the jungles of Vietnam to modern conflicts across the globe, the Navy SEALs have evolved into one of the most elite military units in history, tasked with missions where failure is simply not an option. But becoming a Navy SEAL is not about being the strongest or the fastest. It's about enduring when every instinct tells you to quit.
Everybody nowadays can run fast, and so much is known about the pipeline out there now that guys are able to do the sit-ups and the push-ups and all that kind of stuff no problem, but it takes big mental effort to get through.
So philosophy starts with the basic underwater demolition SEAL training, the BUDS program. That's the training you have to go to a SEAL team. They push you to the limits. The first 8 weeks is mostly physical training, and then they also put in there first aid, medical, hydro reconnaissance, different things that are they're the basics of what SEALs do.
The journey begins with basic underwater demolition SEAL training, better known as BUDS. It is here that most candidates fail. Days start before sunrise and end long after exhaustion sets in. Candidates run for miles in soft sand, carry heavy boats over their heads, and plunge into cold ocean water again and again. Then comes Hell Week. For 5.5 days, candidates operate on almost no sleep, pushed to the edge of physical and mental collapse. The cold is constant, the pain is relentless, and at any moment, a candidate can end it all by ringing a bell. 3 chimes that signal voluntary withdrawal. What separates those who continue is not strength, it's mindset. SEAL instructors are not searching for superheroes. They're searching for men who can suffer quietly, think clearly under pressure, and put the team above themselves.
You have to be a good individual first before you can be a good team player. I know for a fact how bad Hell Week is. I went through it a couple times. It's probably the most brutal military training anybody can go through. So everybody to my left and everybody to my right, they've been through this. So I know mentally, these individuals are extremely hard. And when stuff gets bad and, in any situation, I know these guys have my back.
When you have multiple hours of competition, I think what's really going on in your mind is you're constantly assessing your body, you're monitoring how you're feeling, your heart rate, and you're trying to find that sort of sweet spot where you get the most speed for the least cost.
Those who survive BUDS move on to advanced training, learning weapons, tactics, navigation, communications, survival, and combat diving. Even then, the training never truly ends, because a Navy SEAL must be ready for anything. Their missions are as varied as the environments they operate in. SEALs conduct special reconnaissance deep behind enemy lines, gathering intelligence where traditional forces cannot go. They execute direct action raids, fast, precise strikes against high-value targets. They lead counter-terrorism operations, rescue hostages, and train allied forces in some of the most unstable regions of the world. What truly sets SEALs apart is their mastery of maritime and underwater warfare. They infiltrate from submarines, swim miles in open ocean, and approach enemy coastlines undetected. They can parachute from high-altitude aircraft, fast rope from helicopters, or move silently through urban terrain, all in the same deployment. Every mission is built on stealth, speed, and absolute precision.
Our primary weapon is the M4. We use the SIG pistol. We're transitioning to the Glock 9mm. We shoot everything from rocket launchers to automatic weapons, long-range sniper guns.
Navy SEALs train with some of the most advanced weapons and equipment available. Assault rifles, sniper systems, and close-quarters weapons are tools they must master under stress and in darkness. They rely on night vision, suppressed firearms, breaching charges, and specialized communications gear to maintain the advantage. But equipment alone doesn't win battles. What makes a SEAL effective is the discipline to train relentlessly, the adaptability to adjust in real time, and the trust that each teammate will perform under pressure.
Within a SEAL team, there are SEAL platoons. Within that platoon, you'll have guys that are working in the comms department with the various radios. You'll have guys within the air department that are taking care of the parachutes, the fast rope lines. You have the personnel that work in the intelligence department that are working on the various maps, collecting the intel. So there are specific tasks underneath that SEAL platoon for those members, but it takes all of them to make a successful platoon when they deploy overseas.
In combat, every decision matters. Every movement counts. Despite their global impact, the Navy SEALs remain a relatively small force. There are roughly 2,500 active duty SEALs, organized into multiple teams around the world. Each team is divided into smaller platoons, capable of deploying independently at a moment's notice. They do not seek recognition. Many of their missions will never be publicly known. Their success is measured not by headlines, but by objectives completed and teammates brought home.
So when you think of SEALs, you think of the water. For the last 10 years, we've been land-based because the wars have been Iraq and Afghanistan. But originally, we were the maritime force. So let's say there's a vessel and there's pirates on board. We would be the guys that would go in at night with the pirates armed, and we would take that vessel down. For that quick, hard hit, that's what we're good for.
The U.S. Navy SEALs represent the extreme edge of human endurance and military capability. They are forged through hardship, shaped by discipline, and defined by an unbreakable bond to one another. When the mission is too dangerous, when the environment is too hostile, when failure is not an option, the call goes out to those who live by a simple creed: the only easy day was yesterday,